one of the true legends of the game, the greatest receiver of all time, joins us now, Jerry Rice. Jerry, welcome. How are you?
Well, I always wore gloves.
Yeah. And you know what?
That's unusual for a quarterback, though. Huh?
Yeah, he does, and he wears them a lot. I don't know if he's wearing them this week. We're going to find out. It's been a debatable question. I don't think he will, but we'll see. But, hey, you. Listen, I don't know if they helped you. You had those hands. Back in the days when you were at Mississippi Valley State with Willie Satellite Totten, you weren't wearing gloves, that's for sure.
I couldn't afford them. It was a different story.
That's it. It's the first time anyone heard of Jerry Rice. Huh? What's this Mississippi Valley State? What are they putting up there? How many points a game?
Oh, my God. We were throwing numbers up there like crazy. We threw the ball 90% of the time.
Crazy. No, Archie Cooley, is that the coach, Archie Cooley?
Archie the Gunslinger Cooley.
Absolutely. And and I remember before that first draft, I don't know if he's fast enough. The question, was he going to be fast enough? Was he Blazer? Did he have? And then everyone found out that, you know what, not only were you fast enough, you were better than everybody else.
Well, I also played the game scared.
Yeah,
that was my secret. People, they couldn't catch me because I was always running scared.
Does one game stick out of all these great postseason games, of all these Super Bowls? Is there one game that sticks out? You had so many. I don't know. Is there one that's more memorable than the others?
I guess,
the Young game?
That one with Steve Young, because he needed to win that to, be put up there with.
Vindicated. He threw 6 touchdown passes. Third play of the game,
Right.
Post-touchdowns,
right. Because we knew with the San Diego Chargers that the safeties pretty much they left the middle.
Right.
So I went down. I felt like I was going to the corner and went to the middle. But also Super Bowl 23 on that final drive.
Absolutely.
I mean, because, you want to have the opportunity to win it that way, to be on that platform, to move the ball over 80 yards downfield and win the game.
You were a breakthrough player. You were a player who transcended his position. Like LT did change the game, you changed the game. You were the first of these receivers who really did change the game, and now the receiver has become, with the liberalization of the rules, the receiver has become so prolific. But you were the first one to start to break out that way, run after catch and everything else, and really what you brought to the game. I mean, you guys with Coach Walsh and yourself, and Joe, you changed the game.
Which that was very important in the West Coast offense. And also you had to be a blocker. That was very important. If you didn't block, you wouldn't be in the ball game. But the run after catch, the play was just starting after we caught the football. And a lot of those slant routes, those little 3-step drop, ball out, slant route, they would go for 85, 90 yards.
Absolutely. Did you come out wondering if you were going to be great, or did you think because you've been so prolific in college, did you think you were going to be great? Did it help to go in the right system? Would you have been great anywhere?
I think the thing is because of my work ethic, and I had some problems when I first came in because I was dropping the ball a little bit, and I really got. The media jumped all over me, and everybody thought, Bill Walsh was not the genius, because he went into this small school to draft me. But, I fought through that adversity. But I just kept working hard, and I had great players around me. I had a great organization. I had a great owner in Eddie DeBartolo, and probably the best coach to ever coach the game, Bill Walsh.
Remarkable coach when you think about it. Not just innovative, innovative and just so good. You guys were so good in the big game. You really were. You were a remarkable team in the big game.
We had fun, man. It was like we took pride in practice. We took pride in taking that football field on that given Sunday or that Monday night. And also, it's like when we prepared for the Super Bowl, we were so focused and we knew exactly what we wanted to do.
And you put in an incredible amount of work into this stuff, right? I mean, not only the conditioning, the chiropractic stuff, right? You spend a lot of time.
Yes.
I mean, you put in an incredible amount of preparation and time into this.
Well, because when you think about football player, the career doesn't last that long. But I was able to play for over 20 years, and I'm still running, and doing everything. And I think it was my conditioning that helped me to recoup so fast. Because you're going to get beat up doing football. You're not going to be able to play it 100%. I mean, you're not going to be able to play it healthy all the time, but you still got to be able to go out there and function even when you're hurt.
You're revered. You're an NFL. You're not just an NFL Hall of Famer. You're an NFL legend. You're revered as one of the greatest players of all time. You're in the top 5 or 10 players of all time. Everyone. I mean, there's no one who would not put you in that. Does that mean so much to you? I mean, is that is that enough, or is it something else you want to be remembered for? I mean, there's no question. You're the greatest receiver who ever lived. That's an undisputed fact. I mean, that's a whole lot. Is that enough, or is there something else you want to be remembered for?
I think I really, I would like to be remembered as a guy that always gave 100%. And I felt if I put that uniform on, and if I was in front of the fans and they paid their hard-earned money, they should get the best football that they could see. And that's really what I wanted to, every time I stepped on the football field, I wanted to be at my best, for the fans.
I think he's gone now. People talk about Vince always. They talk about Landry in this town. Belichick's gotten a lot of praise.
Right.
Bill Walsh is kind of, I don't want to say been overlooked. He hasn't. I think his legacy is there. But to the audience that might not know much about Bill Walsh and hasn't heard his name much, how would you explain Bill Walsh to them?
Well, you look at Bill Walsh and just the coaching tree. So many coaches done went their different ways and become, they have become head coaches and how they have impacted the game. But Bill Walsh was the type of coach that could motivate you. He could be your best friend. He could be your worst enemy. But you knew that this guy, he had your best interest at heart.